Audiobook Academy. Book Summary. Essentialism by McKeown. Essentialism goes beyond time management and productivity. Essentialism, by McKeown, is a systematic discipline for discerning what is absolutely essential, then eliminating everything that is not, so we can make the highest possible contribution toward the things that really matter. Introduction. Essentialism gives you control over your decisions, time, energy, and attention by helping you identify what's important. This book will show you a new way to live life and get less done, but better, in every area. Chapter 1, The Essentialist. Essentialism can be practiced only once you give yourself permission to stop trying to do it all, to stop saying yes to everyone. Essentialism, a disciplined, systematic approach for determining where our highest point of contribution lies, then making execution of those things almost effortless. Essentialists strive for less but better. They prefer quality over quantity. They make smart choices and use their resources to make a difference. This essentialism model distinguishes between essentialists and non-essentialists. All things to all people. Non-essentialist. Undisciplined pursuit of more. Unsatisfied life. Essentialists believe less but better. Disciplined pursuit of less. Lives a meaningful life. The four phases of the paradox of success trap many people. Clarity of purpose empowers success. Success makes us reliable and always there. Thus, opportunities increase. Opportunities require more time and energy. Thus, our efforts are spread too thin. We lose focus when we're overworked. Our success undermines the clarity that made us successful. Success can detract from what's important, leading to failure. Trends suggest many fall into non-essentialism. Too many choices reduce our decision-making ability. Social pressure, many influences overwhelm us with information. You can do it all, many priorities mean nothing is a priority. Instead, essentialism helps you live your own life. Sections. Essence, understand essentialist thought. Explore, separate the unimportant from the important. Remove the unimportant. Execute, eliminate obstacles. Part 1, Essentialist Mindset, what is it? Essentialism's three realities make it relevant and possible. Understanding these realities will enable essentialist thinking. Chapter 2, Choose, the invincible power of choice. We think choice is something we have. We overemphasize options and underemphasize choice, free will. The choice is a behavior. Choice, making a decision we can't change. We become helpless and unable to understand trade-offs when we forget to choose. Thus, essentialism centers on our ability to allocate resources. Non-essentialist, I have to forfeits choice. I choose. Chooses. Chapter 3, Discern, practically nothing matters. Work, organization, and action matter. 10x the effort may not yield 10x the results. Less but better. Our effort initially yields correlated results, but it eventually stalls. The 80-20 rule reveals. 80-20 rule, Pareto principle, focus on the 20% of causes, vital few, that produce 80% of consequences. Our world is full of useless, noise, and valuable things, signal. Thus, essentialism requires identifying the essential. Everything matters. Considers almost everything essential, views opportunities equally. Essentialist, it's mostly irrelevant. Considers almost everything unnecessary, distinguishes the essential few from the trivial many. Trade-off, which problem? We'd love to avoid decision-making. Saying yes to any opportunity means saying no to several others. Thus, we must accept life's trade-offs. Trade-off, sacrificing one opportunity for another. Thus, trade-offs, though painful, offer great potential. To maximize our chances of success, we must weigh both options and strategically choose the best one. Essentialism requires accepting trade-offs. Non-essentialist, I can do everything. Believes they can do everything without trade-offs. Essentialist, where can I go big? Discusses trade-offs and priorities. Part 2, how can we separate the trivial many from the vital few? Essentialism's second part offers 5 ways to evaluate your trivial options before choosing the essential few. Escape, being unavailable. Defeat prevents thinking. To separate the important from the unimportant, we must do so deliberately. Essentialism requires exploring our options to clarify what matters. Non-essentialist, too busy to think about life. Essentialist, creates space to escape and explore life. Make daily time to focus and do the following. Design, Explore your vision's many questions and possibilities. Concentrate, reflect on your work without distraction. Read, inspire and challenge your beliefs about what matters. Chapter 6, Look, See What Matters. Life's information is unexplorable. Being disciplined in how we scan and filter all the competing and conflicting facts, options, and opinions constantly vying for our attention helps you identify the essential. Essentialism requires intentional observation and listening. Non-essentialist listens to everything and gets overwhelmed. Essentialist finds the signal in the noise, hears what's not being said, and filters to find what's important. As a journalist, you can journal daily and analyze patterns and trends. Immerse yourself in the issue to find the key factors. Seek oddities, find the out-of-character actions. Explain, stop, set goals, and act. Play, honor your inner child. Most children naturally learned how to play. We were taught that play is childish as we grew up. Essentialism promotes lifelong play. Non-essentialist thinks play is pointless. Essentialist knows that play fosters creativity, growth, and exploration. Play stimulates exploration in 3 ways. Expands options, perspectives, and assumptions. Reduces stress, which impairs creativity, productivity, and clarity. Boosts critical thinking, creativity, and ideation. Chapter 8, Sleep, Protect the Asset. Our best asset for making a difference is ourselves. Underinvesting in ourselves damages the asset and burns us out. Thus, essentialism considers sleep essential for peak performance and contribution. Non-essentialist thinks less sleep is a luxury that can be traded for more productivity. Sleep is for failures, lazy, and lame people. Essentialist knows that more sleep boosts productivity, creativity, and contribution. Sleep deprivation impairs performance, but enough sleep boosts productivity. Sleep improves critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity. Sleeping protects our highest priority, which is prioritizing. Select extreme criteria. With broad selection criteria, we commit to too many opportunities, which hurts us or our contribution. Thus, if it isn't a clear yes, then it's a clear no. This principle resembles the 90% rule. 90% rule: if an option or criterion scores less than 90% on a 0 to 100 scale, reject it. Extreme criteria force us to make decisions consciously, logically, and rationally, rather than impulsively or emotionally. Essentialism empowers you to choose by design rather than default. Non-essentialist accepts most opportunities using broad, implicit criteria. Essentialist accepts the top 10% of opportunities using strict criteria. Follow these steps to evaluate life opportunities with extreme criteria. Opportunity: record your choice. Minimum: list 3 requirements for this option. Know if it doesn't meet these criteria. Extreme: list 3 ideal or extreme requirements for this option. Know if it fails 2 of the 3 extreme criteria. Part 3: How can we remove the trivial many? Essentialism's third part shows you how to eliminate non-essentials to manage your time for essentials. Chapter 10, Clarify, One Decision That Makes 1,000. Many businesses and people lack purpose and high-level goals. People. Teams without purpose usually follow 2 patterns. Politics. People focus on pleasing their manager. Okay, leaderless teams act selfishly. Focusing on the trivial many causes stress, confusion, and frustration. Clarity helps businesses and people succeed. Our essential intent can help us clarify our teams and lives. Essential intent, one choice that eliminates 1,000 others. Essential, what would be our one true strength? Inspirational, how will we measure success? Is it intentional? Essential intent eliminates non-essential activities. Non-essentialist has a vague vision, uninspiring quarterly goals, and undefined or unimplementable values. Essentialist has a clear, inspiring vision and strategy, wants to be memorable and meaningful, eliminates work and solves problems. Dare, graceful no. For 2 reasons. Lack of essential clarity, this makes you vulnerable to non-essential requests. Clarity strengthens internal defenses and allows no. Social awkwardness, guilt makes you say yes to avoid disappointing others. Say no firmly, resolutely, and yet gracefully, instead. Essentialism empowers the most effective to say no to the non-essential. Non-essentialist says yes to everything to avoid social pressure. Essentialist says no firmly, resolutely, and gracefully says yes to the essential. These tips can help you gracefully decline. Separate the decision from your relationship. Say no politely. Consider the opportunity cost of saying yes. Remember that everyone wants your time. Value long-term respect, as saying no often loses short-term popularity. Clear no's are more graceful than big yeses. 8 ways to gracefully decline. Silence. Wait 3 seconds before answering. The soft no, or no but, email no without awkwardness. Say, let me check my calendar. Pause for availability. Email bounce backs, expects your absence or unresponsiveness. Yes, what should I deprioritize? Informs leadership of the trade-off. Humor diffuses and disarms. Welcome to X. I'll why help them. X may be interested. Get them help. Due to our inexperience, saying no takes practice. Practice will help you say yes slowly and no quickly. Chapter 12, Uncommit, win big by cutting losses. Sunk cost bias makes cutting losses difficult. Sunk cost bias, the tendency to continue to invest time, money, or energy into something we know is a losing proposition simply because we have already incurred, or sunk, a cost that cannot be recouped. It's hard to let go after investing so much. Essentialism gives us confidence to overcome sunk costs. Non-essentialist continues a behavior or endeavor due to previously invested resources, avoids admitting mistakes. Essentialist understands future investment and trade-offs, admits mistakes and cuts losses. Avoid commitment traps by. The endowment effect makes you overvalue your possessions and undervalue others. To avoid endowment, pretend you don't own it. You've been conditioned to avoid waste, so ignore it. Acknowledge your mistakes to move forward. Stop forcing a fit. Get a neutral second opinion. Avoid status quo bias, the tendency to maintain the status quo. Zero-based budgeting justifies every commitment or activity. Stop making casual commitments. Avoid regrettable commitments by pausing before speaking. Ignore FOMO because loss aversion is natural. Reverse pilot a harmful initiative or activity. Chapter 13, Edit, the Invisible Art. A media editor uses deliberate subtraction to actually add life to the ideas, setting, plot, and characters. They can remove irrelevant material. Editing helps you focus and contribute in essentialism by subtracting. Non-essentialist thinks adding improves something, wants to perfect every word, image, or detail. Essentialist removes unnecessary, irrelevant, or trivial words, images, and details to improve something. Use these 4 simple rules to eliminate the unnecessary. Cut, eliminate even reasonable options or activities that interfere. Condense, use less to do more meaningfully. Correct, redirect behavior to our goal. Edit less, be disciplined to leave some things alone. Limit, setting boundaries. Technology has blurred personal and professional lines. Many think boundaries are restricting and weak. Essentialism recognizes that boundaries help us focus on the essential. Non-essentialist believes boundaries are constraining, attempts direct no. Essentialist knows boundaries give freedom, creates rules to avoid saying no. These rules protect you from others' agendas. Avoid enabling by solving their problems. Boundaries give you and others limits and choices. Find your deal breakers, the things you won't do. Create social contracts to define your goals, priorities, and boundaries. Setting and enforcing boundaries gets easier with practice. Part 4, Execute. How can we make the critical few things easy? The 4th part of Essentialism shows how to use your saved time to remove barriers, create systems, and simplify execution. Chapter 15, Buffer, Unfair Advantage. Many of us are unprepared for our ever-changing world. We can react and wait for the worst. We can also buffer. Something that prevents 2 things from coming into contact and harming each other. Buffer. Expect the unexpected because we can't prepare for everything. We can buffer essential tasks to reduce friction. Non-essentialist assumes the best-case scenario, delays execution. Essentialist prepares for unexpected outcomes and execution. Create a focus buffer with these tips. Save for bad times during good times. Extremely difficult situations require extreme preparation. Since we underestimate time, add 50% to your estimate. 5 questions to create a risk management strategy. 1. What are your project risks? 2. Worst case scenario? 3. How does this affect society? 4. How will this affect finances? 5. How can you invest in risk reduction or financial or social resilience? Chapter 16, Subtract, Remove Obstacles to Create More. Many people react to their work and life, dealing with issues and crises. However, they are usually short-term fixes. Instead, remove the one thing, book summary, or your biggest obstacle to achieve your long-term goals. By systematically identifying and removing this constraint, you can significantly reduce the friction keeping you from executing what is essential. Non-essentialist works harder and adds quick fixes. Essentialist produces more and removes obstacles. Removing more instead of doing more produces more. These 3 steps focus and remove obstacles. Clarify essential intent, define your goals. Find the one thing, list and prioritize your biggest obstacle. Progress, small wins. Many people force the big win by doing too much, achieving everything, or fitting it all in. The more we reach for the stars, the harder it is to get off the ground. Start small, celebrate, and gain momentum. Keep winning until you've made significant progress. Essentialism can help you make breakthroughs by focusing on small wins to build momentum. Non-essentialist focuses on big, flashy goal and achieves small results. Essentialist celebrates small wins for big results. These methods help you progress and celebrate small wins. Minimal viable progress, done is better than perfect. Minimum preparation, start cheaply. Visualize success, tracking progress is powerful. Chapter 18, Flow, Routine's Genius. Distractions pull us in different directions without routine. However, you can develop habits to focus and act on the essential. Thus, essentialism helps us create flow routines. Non-essentialist forces execution. Essentialist creates a process or system to prioritize and simplify execution. Charles Duhigg states in The Power of Habit, book summary, that every habit forms a loop with these parts. Cue, a trigger that tells your brain to go into automatic mode and which habit to use. Routine, the behavior itself, which can be physical, mental, or emotional. Reward, the response to help you remember it. As cue and reward become neurologically intertwined, the habit loop becomes automatic. Thus, you can replace ineffective routines with essential ones. Find the cue and change the routine. To start a new routine, create new triggers. Eat that frog, start with the hardest task. Change your habits, changing routines daily prevents routine fatigue. Routines one by one, practice one habit until it becomes automatic. Chapter 19, Focus, What Matters Now. Many live in the past or future and miss the present. We can learn from the past and imagine the future. What matters now? Focus on the current task. Essentialism helps us live in the moment. Non-essentialist worries about the future or past. Essentialist enjoys the present. Multitasking is impossible. Instead, use these tips to focus on one thing. Pause to prioritize. When overwhelmed, stop and decide what's most important. Get over it. Write down future thoughts to focus on the present. Prioritize. Based on your list, complete the most important tasks. Chapter 20, B. The Essentialist Life. We can all purge the non-essential and embrace the essentialist way, in our own ways, in our own time, and on our own scale. We can all live a simple, meaningful, and contributing life. We'll learn how to become an essentialist using essentialism. It may be about success. Essentialism is about living a life of meaning and purpose, which can dramatically improve your life in these ways. Clarity, reprioritize what matters most. More control, have the confidence to make priorities-based decisions. More fun, be present and joyful. Essentialists live regret-free. If you spend time and energy on what matters, you won't regret your choices. You take pride in your life. What is essential? Whenever you face a decision, challenge, or crossroads, remove everything. Following essentialism, Greg McKeown teaches essentialism. You can discern what is essential, eliminate everything that is trivial, and execute on contributing to what matters the most to you. Use your resources and choices wisely. Essentialism will help you do less but better in all areas of your life.